As the pressure mounts on Jammu and Kashmir government in the Yusuf Bhat death row, sources say the government has increased surveillance of telephone calls of top politicians and local journalists. For more, let's go across to Pradeep Datta, who's joining us on the phone line. Pradeep, at this point of time, the Jammu and Kashmir crime branch also forming a team to investigate Yusuf's death. Before we go to Pradeep, let's also say as the pressure is mounting on the government in the Yusuf Bhat death row, sources are saying the government has increased the surveillance of telephone calls of top politicians and journalists. The government is also now forming the crime branch team to investigate Yusuf's death. Remember, Bhat had allegedly paid off Yusuf for a ministership. The crime branch is to question Mohammad Yusuf Bhat now. Let's go now to our correspondent Pradeep, who's joining us. Pradeep, very clearly hectic activities by the government. They've also started to step up the surveillance of telephone calls.
Yes, in wake of this recent controversy over the alleged custodial death, the pressure is mounting on the Umar Abdullah government, and he has already ordered, from sources we came to know, that surveillance of about 100 phones, which include that of the politicians, some bureaucrats, and also the local journalists. They want to monitor the communication between them, and also they want to keep track of the communication so that accordingly they can respond and react to the situation as it is unfolding right now in Kashmir. We've already seen during the last few days there's a lot of pressure on the Umar Abdullah government. PDP has tried to corner Umar Abdullah government from all the fronts, and they've already made it clear that unless and until he's not going to step down, they are not going to accept any kind of an argument from their side, because they feel no judicial inquiry or any probe will be successful unless and until this man steps down, because there is every possibility that being Umar Abdullah on that chair, he is going to influence the investigation in this matter.
Kamal of the National Conference has spoken to Times Now, denying a rift between the National Conference and the Congress. Let's listen in.
These are times of crisis for the National Conference, and I have with me senior National Conference leader and someone who has been recently elevated as the General Secretary of the National Conference, Mr. Mustafa Kamal. Sir, these literally are crisis times for the National Conference. You have been elevated to such a crucial position. How do you see things happening? People are alleging left, right and center, saying that National Conference Chief Minister Umar Abdullah should resign to facilitate a free and fair probe. So how do you see things?
There is no crisis for the National Conference. Let me make it clear. With regard to Umar Abdullah and his government, they are elected. They have a mandate of the people. And the mandate of the people is to rule the state for 6 years. People can say anything they like. They can accuse him of anything they like. But as far as I am concerned, he has the mandate to go on. He has made himself very clear. Only yesterday, he has given a statement in this regard, that he has absolutely no reason to quit, and he will ensure and he'll see to it that truth comes out before the people, and that this attempt of smear campaign and character assassination, which has now an additional role which the opposition is playing, having failed to dislodge the government in 2008, after withdrawing support from the Congress, they thought that their coming into power is absolutely sure. That didn't happen. They tried 2009, the murder of 2 ladies in Shupian. They blew it out of proportion and caused chaos and disorder just to bring the government down. It didn't happen. 2010, Home Ministry is on record. Mirwais Umar Farooq is on record of having said that the stone pelting is being done at the behest of PDP with their money and strategy. That lasted a whole year. And Sayyid Ali Shah Gilani Sahab, the old octogenarian separatist leader, fell into the trap. But 1 year later, he said a year earlier that stone is the only weapon that we have, and 1 year later he said the stone pelting has been the most damaging to their struggle. So now this is another attempt. If there was any truth in this, why did this controversy come to light after they met Umar Abdullah? They could have gone to the public straight away. They could have gone to the press. Now the opposition party, which stalled the proceedings, disrupted the proceedings all the 9 days, the assembly, or all the 7 days or 6 days the assembly was in session, they couldn't get what they wanted.